your radio and online. This is ABC Gippsland. Now, on average, Aussie boat owners only get out their boat 16 times a year. And there are those who don't own a boat who'd probably like to get out on one. Two Queensland entrepreneurs are floating a web-based business to bring these two groups together. Jonathon is one of those entrepreneurs and joins us now. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm well. Now, can you tell us about the share boat hire business you've created?
Well, it's pretty simple. I was sitting at my desk one day and I read a meme on Facebook and it said Airbnb is the largest hotelier in the world and yet it owns no hotels. Facebook is the largest social media company in the world and yet it produces no social content. And Uber is the largest taxi company in the world and it has no taxis. And I thought that would be a pretty good thing to think up. And I started applying a bit of thought to it, and my passion for boats just sprung to mind. And the share economy works basically on things that are expensive, that we own, that we actually don't use all the time, and boats just are perfect for that. So.
And what's been the response to this idea of being able to? It's similar to Airbnb, isn't it, where you can you can just hire a boat that someone's not using?
Yeah, well, we've got two sorts of. We call it sharing because it's not the same as the old-fashioned hiring, but we call it sharing. So we've got two shares. The first share is a captain takes you out on his own boat. So if you've got a guy down there or a lady down there that's been fishing all their life, they're going to know the best spots, the best way to get out, the safest way to use their boat, and they might not be so keen on letting their boat go on its own. So they'll take you out and they'll share their experience and their boat with you, and that obviously works out at a much more economical rate. And then as they grow to trust you, it might evolve into a later where you're allowed to take their boat out on what we call a bare boat share. But there's the two different types there that the captains or boat owners can actually choose.
Because it would be rare, wouldn't it, for boat owners to say, yeah, I'll just let anyone take my boat out at any stage?
Well, it depends on what stage of the boat's life is. It's like we teach our kids, don't ever ask to borrow someone's bike on the first day they get it. But so a year down the track, people are quite happy to lend their bike, So if you've got a little fishing tinny and you've owned it for 20 years and it just sits in your garage doing nothing, you might be thinking, well, hey, if I could get a couple $100 to share that out, that'd be fantastic. So it varies, but obviously a 50-foot boat that is worth a couple of $1 million, well then no, that's probably going to be a captain share, that one.
Yes, yeah. There are lots of laws around boating though. Is this service breaking or bending or stretching any of those rules?
Well, actually no, it's not breaking, stretching or bending any of those rules. The government has been a little bit, I'll use the word naughty, over the last 20 years especially. They've propagated a myth that if you exchange money on a recreational boat, that makes you a commercial, or actually puts you into conducting a commercial activity. But that's actually not the law. If you look up what a commercial activity is, it's about being in business. And so there's quite a large area there that falls before being in business. And my partner, who's a maritime lawyer and used to be the prosecutor for Queensland, MSQ, Marine Safety Queensland, he puts it that if you have a garage sale on the weekend, that doesn't make your house a shop, nor does selling some fruit on the street make you a farmer. So there's quite a large area before you get to making a profit, which then puts you into a category of where, well, hang on, the ATO might be interested in the business you're conducting. So for a boat owner to actually share their boat, and we call it mitigating some of your expenses. So the best example is like a 22-foot fishing boat with a nice big motor on the back. That's going to cost a guy around about $14,000 a year to run for the year. If we could get him back 10, that would make his boating experience much more enjoyable than what it has been.
Yes, I often hear people who own boats saying, it's great but I just don't get out on it enough. So, yes, it is 18 minutes to 8 on ABC Gippsland. Jonathon Kendall is with us from FLOTE, FLOTE.com.au. That's his, it's a boat sharing website. What response have you had so far from users?
It's been amazing. When we first started, we expected the captains to jump on board very quickly because they'll be able to see the benefits of being able to share your boat and obviously mitigate some of those costs. But the surprise for us was the voyages. We have a very long line of voyages now signed up, in the several hundreds now, and they're just waiting for us to go live so they can actually start sharing boats. But the only thing holding us up to stop us going live at the moment is the insurance. We're in the final conversations with the major insurer in Australia, and we're just putting the dots on the I's and the crosses on the T's to make sure that everyone's protected right across the spectrum.
I didn't even think about that. I mean, what's the insurance company concerned about?
Well, it's just actually policy wording. It's just a new thing that they haven't actually worded up before, and it's just taking a little bit of time to get those words organised, I suppose. I'm not my forte, I'm sorry, but they've said yes. They've said it's a great idea. They love the idea. It's been done around the world. America's been doing it for about... this was one of the shocks to me. You have an original idea and you do the research on it, and like my business partner, when he said yes, he said, go and do some research, let's find out whether anyone else has done it. And I said, no one's done it. and then I found about 5 other companies around the world, which was very disappointing, as you can imagine. But
yes,
he was actually excited, and I said, what are you excited about? I thought you'd be walking away. And he goes, no, it's a proven concept. That's excellent for me. So he was actually rapt about it. So.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, and best of luck with it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I appreciate it.
That's Jonathon Kendall, co-founder of FLOTE, FLOTE, talking about the share boat hire business he's created. Would you list your boat and either take people out or let people take your boat out?